कर रहे हैं, भाग जा रहे हैं, तो करा दो, कम से कम इंटरव्यू तो करा देगा।
Well, if you're wondering who this man is, let's get you familiar with him. He's BJP spokesperson in Haryana, Krishna Dhull. A man who not only gave surety for the bail of VVIP stalker Vikas Barala, but more damagingly, allegedly also a compromise between Varnika's family and the Baralas. When we tried to question him about the charge against him, the fact that he may have tried to influence the probe, look at how he reacted by attacking us, attacking our cameras.
बिल कौन भरा था, बस इतना बता दो।
एक मिनट, आप कैमरा के आगे हाथ नहीं लगा सकते।
जबरदस्ती कर रहे हैं, भाग जा रहे हैं, तो करा दो, कम से कम इंटरव्यू तो करा देगा। देख पा रहे हैं यहाँ पर जो गुंडागर्दी है, वो भी आप कैमरे, आप
भाई साहब सब कुछ कर लेना कैमरे पे।
देखो ये आप देख पा रहे हैं यहाँ पर ये जो अभी भी है। भाई ये मत करो ऐसा, भाई मत करो ऐसा, बनाओ इनका शॉट, बनाओ भाई का शॉट बनाओ। अभी भिजवाते हैं।
Now you're wondering why this is significant. This is significant because the BJP has so far insisted, the Chief Minister of Haryana has insisted, it's an individual matter. Then why did a state spokesperson of the party try to intervene in the matter?
देख पा रहे हैं यहाँ पर जो गुंडागर्दी है, वो भी आप कैमरे,
भाई साहब सब कुछ कर लेना कैमरे पे।
देखो ये आप देख, बनाओ भाई का शॉट बनाओ। अभी भिजवाते हैं। बिल कौन, बस इतना बता।
एक मिनट, आप कैमरा के आगे हाथ नहीं लगा सकते।
कर रहे हैं, भाग जा रहे हैं, तो करा दो, कम से कम इंटरव्यू तो करा देगा।
So let's quickly show you again what happened when we tried to encounter, to accost Krishna Dhull, the man who is the spokesperson of the BJP in Haryana. All we wanted was few answers from him. One, did he give surety for the bail of Vikas Barala? Because the BJP so far says it's a personal matter, the party is nowhere involved. And second, and more importantly, did he repeatedly call up the father of Varnika Kundu, trying to broker a compromise with the Baralas? Because that is what Varnika's father has told us. Very categorically repeated calls were made by the man you see on your screen right now. So he was enjoying himself in Delhi today over some coffee. We thought a few questions needed to be asked of him. Not surprisingly, this is how he reacted.
बिल कौन भरा था, बस इतना बता दो।
एक मिनट, आप कैमरा के आगे हाथ नहीं लगा सकते।
जबरदस्ती कर रहे हैं, भाग जा रहे हैं, तो करा दो, कम से कम इंटरव्यू तो करा देगा। देख पा रहे हैं यहाँ पर जो गुंडागर्दी है, वो भी आप कैमरे,
भाई साहब सब कुछ कर लेना कैमरे पे।
देखो ये आप देख पा रहे हैं यहाँ पर ये जो अभी भी है। भाई ये मत करो ऐसा, भाई मत करो ऐसा, बनाओ इनका शॉट, बनाओ भाई का शॉट बनाओ। अभी भिजवाते हैं।
All right. In fact, my colleague Arvind Ojha, who did try and speak to the BJP spokesperson, he joins us live now. Arvind, ये बताइए कि ये सवालों से वो क्यों मुकर रहे थे? सवाल तो काफी सीधे थे। अगर उन्होंने बेल के लिए श्योरिटी दी है, तो इसको मानने में हर्ज क्या है?
जी बिल्कुल पद्मजा, जो इनका एटीट्यूड था कृष्ण ढल का, वो काफी शक पैदा करता है। पहले हमने ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड उनसे बात करने की कोशिश की, उन्होंने ये एडमिट किया कि वो बीजेपी के स्पोक्सपर्सन है, ये भी एडमिट किया कि उसने विकास बराला का जो बेल बॉन्ड है वो भरा था, ये भी एडमिट किया कि उनकी कार 2 दिन से थाने के अंदर खड़ी हुई है। जैसे ही हम उनका इंटरव्यू लाइनअप करने के लिए बाहर निकले, तब तक अचानक चंडीगढ़ से एक हाईकमान से उनका फोन आता है। जैसा उनका कहना था कि वो इस बारे में कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे, और उन्होंने यहाँ तक कहा कि वो मीडिया से ही बचने के लिए दिल्ली आए हुए हैं। हमने बात करने की कोशिश की, फिर वो आप देख पा रहे हैं वो फिर से अंदर जो कैफे हाउस है वहां पर भागे, लेकिन साथ ही साथ उनके साथ जो 2-3 और लोग थे वो हमारे साथ गुंडागर्दी करने लगे। पहला अटेम्प्ट हमने किया, उसके बाद हमने कोशिश की कि शायद वो रेस्टोरेंट के बाहर आएंगे, तब हम उनसे बात कर लेंगे। लेकिन पूरे प्लान के तहत जब उनको आना था तो उनके साथ जो लोग थे वो हमारे कैमरे पर अटैक करते हैं, उसके अलावा हमसे धक्का मुक्की करते हैं, और इसी का फायदा उठाकर जो कृष्ण ढल है वो वहां से फरार होने में कामयाब हो गए। जो उनका एटीट्यूड है, जो मैंने उनसे बात की, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ छुपाना चाहते हैं और उनका जो एटीट्यूड है वो शक पैदा करता है। जी
अरविंद, आप हमसे बात करने के लिए आपका बहुत शुक्रिया। सो दीज आर द इमेजेस दैट वी गॉट व्हेन वी ट्राई टू स्पीक टू द spokesperson of the BJP in Haryana. Much more on that story, but there's more news coming in right now, and we've got the first images right now of Vikas Barala, who was taken for a medical test. Even as we speak, let's get those images out. The first images of the VVIP brat.
Vikas Barala de
All right, so that is Vikas Barala as he was bundled into a police vehicle and taken for his medical test. His images exclusively here on India Today. Of course, absolutely no questions that he was willing to take after playing hide and seek with the police for 4 days. Remember, in the morning when a notice was sent to him by the police, the Chandigarh police, asking him to join probe, he refused to even accept that notice. Eventually, it was pasted on the gate of his house, and after a prolonged drama, the man finally joined investigation and he was arrested in the evening today. These images of Vikas Barala. Manjeet Sehgal, my colleague, is joining us live from Chandigarh now. What's happening right now? It took some time for the police to even formally arrest him. This after a long chase, almost 4 days. Manjeet?
Yes, Padmaja, it is after 4 days that when the police was able to arrest him. He was formally summoned yesterday, but he had refused to receive the summons. Early in the morning, the police pasted this summons at the door of his residence. Later, his father had contacted the police and sought more time, nearly 3 hours, and after 3 hours, around 2:30, Padmaja, he appeared. He reached the police station and he was questioned for more than around 3 hours. And during the 3 hours of questioning, the police decided that section 365 and 511 will be added. He'll be formally charged with these two sections, and on the basis of the evidences found during the 4-day investigation, and besides the legal advice which was sought from the legal department by the Chandigarh police, so these fresh 2 charges have been slapped on these 2 accused. Now he has been medically examined. He will be produced in the court tomorrow. The Chandigarh top court cop Tejendra Luthra has said that the police will be seeking his police remand so that further questioning can be done. Police also wants to recreate the crime scene, Padmaja, to establish the crime.
All right, for now, Manjeet, thanks very much for joining us with that quick update. So the key accused in the Chandigarh stalking case, VVIP brat Vikas Barala, finally arrested in the evening. He, in fact, missed the 11 a.m. deadline that had been given to him by the Chandigarh police. But the bigger question we're asking today is that when the BJP, when the Chief Minister of Haryana says it's an individual case, why are so many hints being given that it actually is not? Around 2 p.m. on Wednesday, the Sector 26 police station in Chandigarh looked like it was preparing for a VVIP visit. Cops formed a human chain in anticipation, keeping the media away.
मीडिया पर्सन इधर आ जाओ। यहाँ पे जब आए हैं काफी इंतजार लड़के भी थे और यहाँ पे अगर आप देखें।
As soon as the car drove up, someone whipped out an umbrella. A figure exited and was bundled into the safety of the police station. Yes, it was a VVIP visit, or rather a VVIP surrender by a Neta's brat son, Vikas Barala. But this was not till the screws were turned on Vikas. The police sending him a notice to join probe, which the brat even refused to accept, forcing the police to paste it outside his house. Within hours, his Neta daddy and the state BJP spokesperson convened a press conference, trying their hand at political whataboutery, and then asserting there was no involvement of the BJP in the case.
असंतुष्ट वो लोग हैं जो वर्णिका कुंडू के शब्दों का सम्मान नहीं करना चाहते, जो इसको अपना एक राजनीतिक हथियार बनाना चाहते हैं। जो उस बच्ची के साथ जो भी हुआ है वो अपना कोर्ट में पक्ष रखेगी, जिनके प्रति शिकायत है वो अपना कोर्ट में पक्ष रखेंगे। परंतु वास्तव में अगर वर्णिका कुंडू की भावनाओं के साथ कोई खिलवाड़ कर रहा है तो वो कांग्रेस कर रही है और INLD कर रही है।
ना ही हमने किसी भी तरह की इस मामले में राजनीति की है, ना ही जांच को भटकाने का कोई प्रयास किया है। जो भी पुलिस इसमें जांच के अंदर जिस प्रकार के भी आरोप उसके ऊपर लगेंगे, उस आरोप के ऊपर कार्रवाई हो, कानून उसके ऊपर डट करके कार्रवाई करे। और मैं नहीं समझता।
Even the press meet not without its share of drama, with Barala apparently getting a call from his underground son midway.
एक मिनट प्लीज, विकास का फोन है। हेलो हेलो हेलो, एक बार हेलो हेलो हेलो।
The arrest may have happened belatedly, but does the assertion of a free probe hold water for a family that finds its faith in the system doddering?
System is designed to work. If it fails to work, it's the people responsible who are manning the system, those places in the system. If some people have failed, it's the responsibility of the supervisors to actually come in and make sure that the system doesn't fail because of that. If that doesn't happen, that will absolutely shake my.
अगर इस केस में मेरे खुद के बेटे का जिस प्रकार से नाम आया है और वो तफ्तीश में शामिल है, अगर कहीं कोई पुलिस की जांच या उस बेटी के बयान के आधार पर कोई कार्रवाई होती है तो कानून उसके ऊपर डट करके कार्रवाई करे।
Their cynicism is understandable. The BJP claims no political interference took place, but Varnika's father narrates how a party leader he knew tried to broker peace and even was the one to bail out Vikas. An attack, evasion, a chase and a political fight, finally culminating in what should have happened 3 days ago. The arrest of a man who thought his famous last name gave him blanket immunity. But is this enough? With Preeti Chaudhary and Manjeet Sehgal in Chandigarh, Bureau Report, India Today.
So after a 4-day delay and after CCTV camera footage, first us being told that it wasn't there and then it mysteriously appearing, and also after some charges being dropped and then reapplied, finally the arrest of Vikas Barala has taken place. But what point is there at all now? Has this case already been sabotaged, and was that actually the plan to begin with?
"5 days ago, the crime was the same. The complainant was the same. The accused were the same. Why then was VVIP stalker Vikas Barala allowed to go after being arrested for the first time on Sunday? Has the 4-day lapse meant the case is sabotaged even as the arrests are now made?" Vikas Barala's medical report accessed by India Today shows that he and his friends simply refused to give their blood and urine samples. But despite that, the doctors determined from their breath that he and his friend were under the influence of alcohol at the time.
ਭਾਜੀ ਜੇ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਇਨਸਿਸਟ ਕਰਦੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨੇ ਰਿਫਿਊਜ਼ ਹੀ ਕਰਤਾ।
They refused to give the blood and urine samples.
On Varnika's complaint, the police booked Vikas for kidnapping, wrongful restraint, among other things. But within 2 days, the non-bailable charges were dropped, being revived only after India Today's campaign.
164 CRPC की स्टेटमेंट के बाद हमने 341 IPC, 365 IPC, 511 IPC जो कि नॉन बेलेबल सेक्शन थे वो हमने धाराएं लगाई। तो इसमें क्या किडनैपिंग का भी बनता है? अटेम्प्ट टू किडनैप का हमने धारा लगाई है। कॉपी आ गई है 164 की। 164 की स्टेटमेंट में लड़की में कहीं भी किडनैपिंग का जिक्र नहीं हुआ है। उसमें सिर्फ 341 का जिक्र है, वो हमने ऐड कर दिया है, और फर्दर कोई अगर सेक्शन बनेगा तो हम उसमें लीगल ओपिनियन लेके लगाएंगे।
To the entire 7 kilometers that Varnika drove that night, 9 CCTV cameras all seem to have stopped working on the same day at the same time. That is until the MHA sought a report, resulting in these images magically appearing. So the questions that arise naturally are, why was Vikas Barala released in the first place? Why did the police say that the CCTV footage does not exist? And finally, with these lapses, has the case been irretrievably weakened? With Preeti Chaudhary and Manjeet Sehgal in Chandigarh, Bureau Report, India Today.
So my simple question is that did the eventual arrest of Vikas Barala take place only when everyone was assured that the case has been sufficiently damaged and tampered with? And did Mr. Barala's party play any role in that? Ravi Jaitley, spokesperson of the Haryana BJP, is with us in the studio, and lawyer Hitesh Jain joins us for a legal perspective. Let me ask you first, Mr. Jaitley, why was your state spokesperson filling the bail bond for Vikas Barala if he's only an individual, an Aam Aadmi?
He's also his father. State President of Bharatiya Janata Party, Shri Subhash Barala ji, categorically said if my son is guilty in this particular case, he should be behind the bar. This is the first person who came with this statement. He who asked that girl to come forward to register their complaint, and he initiated their stuff initially. So the person Subhash Barala ji, he is the one person, he is the first person in Haryana who has taken this initiative. I think if you go back and look at the history.
No, I am asking you, why did Krishna Dhull, who is a spokesperson for the BJP in Haryana, try and call up Mr. Kundu and say, "Aap baat kar lijiye unse"? This after he had already filled the bail bond for Vikas Barala.
But Mr. Dhull, whomsoever you are talking about, has got nothing to do with us. He is not.
You don't know Mr. Dhull.
He is not a spokesperson of BJP.
Mr. Dhull is not a BJP leader.
He is just a worker of BJP party. He does not hold any position in BJP party.
Okay.
He does not hold any position.
So he's trying to intervene on the behalf of Mr. Barala in his personal capacity.
He may be, because he may be doing something on his own. I mean, nobody has asked them to come forward and do all those activities. First of all,
Vikas Barala goes and tries to abduct women on his own. Your state BJP leaders go and try and fill bail bonds and mediate in a case. Everything is being done on their own. It just so happens they all owe allegiance to one party.
He has got nothing to do with that. And prior to investigation, prior to judicial arbitration, prior to judgment, how can you say that one father can't give bail papers on the behalf of their son?
No, Mr. Barala did not give the bail papers. The surety was filled by this Mr. Dhull.
He must be a lawyer, he must be some other person probably, but he has got nothing to do with BJP. He is not an official spokesperson. He has no, I mean, we don't have any list with saying that Mr. Dhull is a spokesperson of BJP, since you are mentioning this on your TV channel, that he is the official spokesperson and doing all those activities.
Okay.
So I am giving... I'm just telling you on your television that do not escalate this stuff, since he is not holding any position in BJP party.
Okay, let me ask you, Hitesh Jain, after all that has happened, the fact that there were charges which were dropped, reinstated only after there was this huge outcry in the media, the fact that CCTV images disappeared for a while, then suddenly reappeared, and also the fact that this man who is the accused was allowed to walk free on bail for 2 days. Could he have tampered with the probe? Is the probe damaged?
According to me, no probe has been damaged, because in cases like this, the most important and crucial piece of evidence is the statement of the victim. Now, in this case, Varnika Kundu has clearly given her statement, and if she goes and deposes what she has stated before the police officer about the entire incident, only on the basis of Varnika's statement itself, the culprits can be convicted. So in my view, all this CCTV and all is just an additional, if in the event the accused wants to take a defense that I was not present on the scene or I was not trying to chase, that is where the CCTV footage and everything will come.
Then if Hitesh Jain, everything hinges on Varnika's testimony and her FIR, why were the 3 major non-bailable charges dropped against
and if
Vikas Barala
gives the statement, that is good enough.
Then why were the non-bailable charges dropped initially?
I don't think the FIR, I don't think Padmaja, I don't think the charges were dropped. I think what was this thing, they did not apply the charge of attempt to kidnapping, which they have investigated, and now after investigation they have applied. So one can also say that there has been an application of mind, they have weighed the entire evidence and the charges have been applied.
No, actually,
so,
Hitesh, you also know that's not correct, and I will play out for you what it is that the police told us on the first day. On the police on the very first day told us categorically, we are putting attempt to kidnap. On the second day, when it was not put, people asked him, why did you not put that charge? He said, because the FIR doesn't mention anything about kidnapping.
Well, I think whoever that police officer made, he should have been more responsible. He should not have made this statement. But ultimately, now what is important is, now that they have Varnika's statement, now that they have this thing, what I am looking at as a lawyer, that can we not set an example where investigation is completed within 15 days, charge sheet should be filed within 15 days, and within 45 days the trial should be completed, so that the accused is convicted in the case. So a message should be stated that not only the investigation can be delayed, but investigation can be completed in the time-bound manner, and you can complete the entire trial within 40 days. So if we can set an example where a person can be convicted within 60 days, and if the cops, now that they have an opportunity, they should aim to file the charge sheet within 15 days and aim to obtain the conviction within 45 days. I think
we certainly hope that the cops in Haryana are listening to you. That's a welcome suggestion. If anything, this should be made into an example. Completely out of time, unfortunately. So for the timing, thank you very much, Mr. Rajiv Jaitley and Hitesh Jain, for joining us in the People's Court. That's it then from me today. See you same time tomorrow.